of different countries, even African countries, that a Nigerian passport will not let you get in. We love Nigeria, but let's be honest, passport strength is a real issue and Nigeria is not really winning here. What makes one passport so powerful and another weak? And why are countries like Malaysia and Seychelles ranking higher than some oil-rich countries like Nigeria? Let's break it down.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you're new, my name is Lillian and I'm happy to have you here. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. Please don't forget to give this video a like. Today I want to see why Nigerians are rejected from around the world. I personally know the reason, but a lot of Nigerians will never accept the real reason. They would rather look for who to blame. Oh, it's the government that caused it. Yes, the government too is playing a role, but they'll come to my comment section and tell me, you are the one stopping Nigerians from qualifying for the World Cup. Some of them will tell me, oh, because of people like you, they are not being able to secure visas to travel abroad because of your YouTube videos, yada yada yada. At some point I was thinking maybe they are right, but they are not. I mean, finally there's a video out and I want us to take a look at that video together. It's a reaction video, so from time to time I will pause and give my own opinion. Let's see why Nigerians are rejected from around the world.
I was traveling with my Nigerian passport. I was not allowed to board. I had to buy another ticket to take a flight that was not passing through the US, because if you had the option to choose between a Nigerian passport and a British passport, chances are you'll be going for the British passport, no matter how patriotic you are. And nobody will blame you. Nigeria is my home. With a British passport, you can gain access to a lot of different countries, even African countries, that a Nigerian passport will not let you get in. We love Nigeria, but let's be honest, passport strength is a real issue and Nigeria is not really winning here. What makes one passport so powerful and another weak? And why are countries like Malaysia and Seychelles ranking higher than some oil-rich countries like Nigeria? Let's break it down. Is it just about a country's economy, location, or is there more to it? The more countries your passport allows you to enter, the more powerful your passport is. And the more powerful your passport is, the more countries you can enter with it. It's not about how rich a country is. If it's that, some oil-rich countries like Iran, Iraq, Nigeria will be ranking higher than countries like Seychelles. It's about how much the world trusts you. A Japanese passport will get you into over 190 countries visa-free or visa on arrival, and Seychelles, over 150 countries, while Nigerian passports will get you into only 45 countries. That's like over 100 countries less than Seychelles. Some say it's not fair to compare Nigeria to Seychelles because Seychelles is a small country with just around 100,000 people, while Nigeria is a bigger country with just over 200 million people.
Now, let me not lie that anytime I see or hear somebody say that, I feel very offended. I mean, why should being populated be a problem? Why isn't it a blessing? Being populated should be a blessing, because in everything we do in life, you want the numbers. So how come the numbers is our own issues? Why? When I hear that, it hurts me. We are not supposed to be rejected or suffer because we are many. We are supposed to even be celebrated, be accepted. We are supposed to enjoy the basic things of life and even more, just because we are many. For instance, if you had to put $100 together, let's say $100 per a Nigerian, and I heard that we are close to 3 million Nigerians, so $100 times 300 million, how much is that? Population should work in your favor and not against you. It hurts me when I see people say, the hospital in Nigeria, you cannot compare it to that one in Ghana now, because in Ghana they are small, we are big. Then make it big, or pick a scissors and scatter yourselves, split, because it's just painful when people reason like that. Are we more populated than Chinese people? I don't want to talk of Indians, because Indians, and Nigerians are twins. They are almost the same. But we are not more populated than India, and they don't get rejected like we do. We are not more populated than Chinese people, but they don't get rejected like we do. We are not more populated or even close to being half of the American population. But as an American, you can go to any corner of the earth. I mean, when people say this, oh, don't compare us to that small but mighty. It annoys me when I hear people saying that thing. It doesn't make any sense. The more populated we are, the bigger our everything should have been. If you have a big family, you are supposed to buy a big car. You have a big family, build a bigger house. Because you're doing this big because you can afford it. Because if you cannot afford it, you have few. I cannot afford a lot of kids because I cannot afford due to economic reasons. So I have only 2. But the 2 self is a lot. Anyway, she has her own opinion on that. Let's hear her out.
But our population should work for us and not against us. After all, many Nigerians are helping build other nations' economy. Seychelles' main source of income is tourism. It's a beautiful country with a stable government. But in Nigeria, we have oil and other natural resources, as well as beautiful places that will serve as tourist attractions. But we're not near Seychelles when it comes to passport ranking. Trust is the currency here, and not every passport holds the same weight. Story time. I was traveling from Nigeria to Canada, and my flight had a layover in the US. Because I was traveling with my Nigerian passport, I was not allowed to board. I had to buy another ticket to take a flight that was not passing through the US, because with a Nigerian passport, you will need a transit visa to even pass through the US to Canada. But if I had a British passport or a Canadian passport, one of these powerful passports, I wouldn't have had to do all that and pay the extra money to book another flight. Let's be real. As humans, we like to pour into cups that already have something in them or half full, instead of pouring into an empty cup. Strong passports come from countries that are stable, where the citizens are likely to return back home after their visits. Countries like Japan, for example, you don't see them coming to other countries like Canada or the UK to ask for help. Why would they do that? What do you have in your country that they don't have? Is it the economy? Is it the technology? Is it the stability? They have it just as much as you do. So you wouldn't see them coming to countries to overstay. And that makes other countries to see them as low risk. When you're coming from a stable country, they are assured that you are going to leave at the end of your visit, and you're not going to come here and start asking for help. Meanwhile, countries with political instability or mass emigration, like we saw during the Japa wave, are seen as high risk because most people are running away because there is instability, there is poverty, the country is not at rest. People don't want to go back to their country after enjoying milk and honey in these other civilized countries. That makes these countries to see them as high risk. And high risk means stricter visa rules, fewer entry options, and a weaker passport. Some African countries and Middle Eastern countries are seen as high risk countries because of the instability in their countries. This is not just about travel or tourism. Your passport strength can limit your opportunities, or where you study, where you choose to work or do business, or even live. While someone with a Singaporean or a Canadian passport is busy landing jobs in Europe, we're over here Googling, trying to find out if we need a transit visa to Frankfurt. And that's the frustrating part, because you're not less talented as a Nigerian. You're just holding a weak passport, which limits your opportunities around the world. You don't need gold or oil. Seychelles has neither, but the world opens their door to them. It's not power, it's how well you play the diplomatic game as a country. Other countries want to know, can we trust your citizens to go back home at the end of their stay? Are they going to come here to ask us for help and put a strain on our own economy? If they are not sure of these answers, or if they think you are going to be a strain to their economy.
Nigerians, once one move, all his family members are joining him or her. First, make I go bring my papa, and make I bring my uncle, make I bring my cousin, make I bring my this, make I bring my this, make I bring my until they bring the whole village, and the whole village is bringing the whole village, and the whole village is bringing the whole village, and then here we are, just everywhere, littering everywhere on the face of the earth, facing rejection, and then later some of them will look for who to blame it on. You go to somebody's country, you say they go house again. I don't like make it make sense. It does not make sense to me. Like, yet you see them still come back and defend that same country they are running away from. You're defending a country you're running away from. Like, make it make sense. It does not make it make sense. Anyway, let's continue.
They will be very strict with their visas. The UAE didn't get over 170 visa-free agreements by begging. They built up their economy, kept things stable, and then went out to negotiate. It was strategic. It was earned. It was not a favor. It was a deal built on trust and mutual benefit. But Nigeria, we are still struggling to even have other African countries give us visa-free entrance. And it's not just about economy. It's about how the world sees us. With the recent things happening in Nigerian politics, we see the drama between Senator Natasha and Senator Akpabio. Or is it the UCOR member that rightly called the president out and being threatened and dragged online for speaking up, and a governor and minister in a messy political fight? These are the headlines. These are what we are showing the world. And when your country looks unstable, other countries get nervous. Nervous countries don't give visa waivers. They give rejections. There's a story of a Nigerian student studying abroad who was planning a trip with his friends.
The painful part for me in all of this, the people causing this problem, some of them, these are just some of the things she listed. The main one is our own attitude out there when we are in a country. How do we behave? She didn't talk about that. I get it, because they'll come for her. So she has to talk about the people at the top. Them too, they are playing a role. Yeah, but the one that annoys me with these people at the top, they can afford to buy a passport at the Caribbean, some of the countries in the Caribbean, like where Taya bought his own passport for. That's the name of that country. They can go there, buy the passports for their wives, for their kids, for their grandkids. They buy for their family members. They buy for their best friends. They buy for their side chicks. They buy for all the people in their lives. So these people can easily travel without using the Nigerian passport. But we, the ordinary citizens, are the one bearing the pain. So when they do all of these things and you see the ordinary citizens supporting them, I'm like, I shake my head. And then we ourselves, how we behave when we get out there. Anyway, that is that. We are going to continue like that until we are ready to fix our country. But another annoying thing is that the next election, I will not be surprised that we'll see the same people in power. Yeah, because those of us that are supposed to go home to vote are angry. Let us go home together, all of us at once. If they want to kill us, let them kill. At least we die for something. Let us hold our hands together and go home. Don't go to Lagos and register for your PVC. Go to your village. I don't know why. Don't go to Lagos to register for your PVC. Go to the east. Now I'm talking about the people that are guilty as charged when it comes to this. You want to do election, you are doing it in Lagos. What thing concern you with Yoruba people? Go home. Let us all go home. I'm talking about the south and the east. The easterners and the southerners, we are guilty for these things. We do it too much. We have our states. When we want to do wedding, we must go there. When we want to do burial, we must go there. So why don't we go there to our various polling units, register there and vote for somebody that we want? Because you want to vote in Lagos, some tribes will be threatening you. You must not. If you are voting this, let me see, who are you voting? All these things, if you are doing it in your own home, you're not going to have a problem. That way we are going to be able to get a president of our choice. Maybe, just maybe, just maybe something will happen. Maybe 50% of our past glory will be restored. Just maybe we will only have to deal with Nigerians with bad behavior rather than deal with a bad government plus bad behaviors of our people outside the country. I am just thinking we have to do something. We can't be angry and say, oh, I don't want to have anything to do with. No, let us come together and fight this fight. When it's time to vote, don't say I will not vote because my vote will not count. Why? Vote. Make sure you vote. Go home, go to your home state and vote for the political party of your choice. Atiku is coming in 2027. P2B is coming. I don't know who else is coming. Tinubu is coming. And I will not be surprised to wake up and we are still, I can't say much. I can't say much. We have to do something. Otherwise, something could do us. And she talked about African countries that allows us in their country. They are not doing this willingly. They are being forced to do it. Like this ECOWAS something now. We use the opportunity to go to some countries. Otherwise, normally, if you want to ask these countries, should we come? They will tell you no. The only reason they are letting us in is because of the ECOWAS body is there looking at them. So which kind of rejection? We rejected. Can we just become the chief cornerstone? I mean, why? Why can't we just come together as one? And come together as one and unite together as one and become the chief cornerstone. The stone that the builder rejected that later become the chief cornerstone. I swear we can make Nigeria the envy of other countries. We can make Nigeria the envy of other countries if you put your mind together with mine and you stop making excuses for our leaders. And then you stop making excuses for your family members with shady businesses. You start to report them at least to the elders of the family. Begin from there. I did it. I reported somebody. And ladies and gentlemen, to the glory of God Almighty, I'm bringing God into this topic because He's no longer into that dark business. And I take the glory because it wasn't an easy thing for me to do. A lot of people called me a bad person for reporting him. Yeah, some people were like, why will you do that to your family member? But I had no other choice but to do it because I don't support this. It is wrong. So what will I do? Keep quiet because this person is a family member. Thank God Almighty because my reporting him has transformed his life. He's no longer into that. So you don't have to cover your husband, cover your boyfriend. You know that someone is into a shady deal. Some are even helping to do it. So we have to come together, put our hearts together and fight for the country we want. I'm done with this video. I'll see you guys in my next one.